guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm joined by a very special guest, and this is Kavita.
Hi.
From, do you want to introduce your blog?
Yes, so I've got a blog called KavitaCola.com, which is just my name, and it is mainly fashion and beauty and a bit of lifestyle as well.
Yeah, a bit of lifestyle, very similar. And Kavita is also pregnant.
I am pregnant.
About 6 months now.
Yeah, 6 months, so I'm...
6 months-ish.
Yeah, 6 months-ish.
That's the problem. I find like pregnancy weeks and months so confusing because some people count them on like 4-week months. And then some people do normal calendar months.
Yeah, I've definitely had on social media some people be like, oh, that's inaccurate. But I think what I've been doing is saying like I'm in month 5 or month 6.
It's so complicated, and I just find there was somebody that's 1 week I think more pregnant than me. And like 2 weeks ago she was calling herself 6 months pregnant, and I was like, that just really doesn't make sense.
No, yeah.
But yeah, I'd say
I might have done
how many
that.
weeks? 26.
I'm 26 weeks today.
I'd say I'd do that at 6 weeks, not 6 weeks. I'd do that at 6 months.
It is exactly 6 months.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. That is 6 months definitely. I think from 24 weeks you can probably call yourself 6 months.
Yeah.
Like 20 weeks, you say 5 months. So around 3 weeks ahead of me. So our due dates are super close together. Yeah. And we thought we'd do like a pregnancy video. You've sent through a few questions, so we're going to answer those. And also discuss like cravings, symptoms, body image, weight gain, all sorts of things that are kind of more interesting, I think, on a video when you get two people's perspectives on it.
Yeah. I think it's been really nice to obviously like have someone who's in social media and stuff to talk about, because there are so many differences between women, aren't there?
Completely.
And I think from what I've learned is nothing is like right or wrong.
No.
Everyone obviously is individual, and you know, people are different sizes at different paces. People have growth spurts. People's feelings are all over the place. Like for me, the first trimester didn't feel over until about 14-15 weeks.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I was still really tired up until 15-16 weeks almost.
I think the tiredness is one of those things that just comes and goes throughout pregnancy. It never really leaves you.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, it stays. So we thought we'd answer everything, and are you going to talk about your gender as well?
Yes, I am. So I haven't actually revealed it on social media as of yet while we're recording this, but I will by this point. But I'm having a little girl, which is exciting.
It's so exciting. Yeah. I remember you told me that you were pregnant and that you were having a girl about like 2 days before I had my 12-week scan, which is when I found out that I was having a boy. And I didn't know, I thought the second you told me that, I was like, okay, we're like similar ages, and you know, there's only 3 weeks apart. Like statistically, I just felt then that I knew I was having a boy.
Yeah, you
just
said
weird.
that.
I just feel like that, which I'm sure like statistically really wrong, but just for me.
Well, you just hear so much, don't you? Because I like, even like friends and stuff, they're like, oh my god, you're definitely having a girl. Like not many people have said boy, so I mean, I'm a firm believer of like
had everyone
energy.
saying boy to me.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I believe like in energy and stuff like that.
You must give off a certain
and I felt it as well.
Did you?
Well, like I just felt that she was going to be a girl.
Yeah,
probably
but
mad thing to say.
At the very beginning, I thought that I was having a girl. And and the name that we had for the baby at the beginning, not like a name to actually name the baby, what we referred to the baby as, was a girl. Was a girl, like a Disney character.
Don't give it away yet.
No, I'm not that one that I'll ever use, but I'll probably will refer to the next one as that as well. And then the second I found out I was a boy, I was like, okay, gotta come up with a new name. I'd even written, I think, that name on the baby folder, and I was like, scribbled it out.
Have you got a baby folder?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're so organised.
But it's just with boring things like invoices.
Well, there you go. Organised, not
stuff.
Organised.
So what should we talk about first? Should we just talk about first trimester then, symptoms? What did you feel like? Okay, so say a week before your missed period.
Yeah. Did
you have any inkling that you could be pregnant?
I had an inkling, but I'd been travelling a lot. We just got back from our wedding, and it was like from our honeymoon, so I was a bit jet lagged and there was lots of things going on, so I felt very disorientated, so I didn't overthink me missing my time of the month. But I was late, but I was just exhausted. I was like, it was a good almost 2 weeks after the jet lag period should have been over, but I was,
Yeah.
it was like I'd just come off a plane.
And so how late were you when you found out?
I was about 5 or 6 days late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you had that anticipation then?
Yeah, but I think obviously getting pregnant is such like a magical and special thing. I just never thought it would like happen to me. In this weird way, like you just.
It's almost like getting engaged, I think, as well.
Yeah.
When that happens, you're like, is it actually happening?
Yeah, it's just obviously it's like an amazing thing, isn't it? So, but until it really happens, you just don't believe. You don't believe it.
You can't even imagine what it feels like.
Yeah. So I purposely didn't rev myself up to be like, oh my god, maybe this is the time. But that's what it was. And I wasn't even with my husband at the time. I was in Paris visiting a friend, so I went to like a little French pharmacy and was like.
Did you tell your husband you were going to do a test?
I didn't know.
No, you just did,
I just did it myself.
I think that's the best way of doing it.
And I actually bought it and then had dinner that night and thought I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I felt a bit nauseous as well. And I woke up at 5 AM and I felt a bit nauseous and I was like, this must be it.
Yeah, you just knew.
And then straight away,
And then you called your husband and told him.
I was going to wait until the next day, but I couldn't. I FaceTimed him. Yeah, exactly. What about you?
I was on my own, but my period wasn't late.
Oh, really?
No, my period was due that day, and I'd had a really. I talked about this in my last video, but I'll like, repeat myself a little bit. I'd had a really like good day, and I was in a really good mood. And I actually did think I was pregnant the month before, so I had revved myself up that month before because I was like 4 days or 5 days late for my period, which I never am, ever. And so this month my period wasn't even late, and I was kind of expecting it to be late again because it had been like set back from that prior month.
Yeah.
But I had another pregnancy test left. I actually kept in my husband's drawer because I didn't want it anywhere near me. I was just like, just keep it in a drawer because I don't want to like, you know, be a pee on stick obsessive like some people get. No, so I had this one left, and I was in a really good mood. And I was going to a Christmas party, and I thought, well, my period was due today, but it probably will be late. And I thought I'd just do it for fun, actually, just for something to do. And I was getting ready and having a bath, and I was like, why not? I don't know. I just kind of thought I'd do it.
I think that's like the best thing, isn't it? I mean, again, there's just no right. Everyone's so different. There's no right or wrong answer to everything.
It's almost better to be on your own, I think.
It's better to be on your own. It's best to
not tell anyone. And I think to have that time and space just to yourself,
and to even like not expect it.
Yeah.
Because good things happen when you least expect it.
Exactly. So I think because for me, I felt like I'd done it on such a whim. And also, again, I mentioned this in my last video, but I'd had really like intense PMS symptoms that actually made me think that I really wasn't pregnant, and I was kept on overheating, which I sometimes get.
I was overheating.
Yeah.
And I was also, I distinctly remember, this was really early on, I've generally been a vegetarian in the last year.
Yeah.
And I was in Paris, and I had chicken I had it twice in the day for lunch and dinner. And I was like waking up in the morning wanting to have crisps for breakfast, like literally crisps.
Yeah, I went through my crisp phase.
Yeah.
So how many weeks were you when you found out?
I was about 5.5 weeks.
Yeah, so I was 5 as well by the time that I found out. But I originally thought I was 4, but I turned out to be 5.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd say the onslaught of like true symptoms didn't start for another maybe 5 days. After the positive test.
Oh, really?
Well, for me, I still kind of felt like myself, and I felt normal.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just kind of hit me. It was the exhaustion that hit me first.
Yeah.
And the kind of slow onset of nausea.
You didn't get sickness either, did you?
I did. I had really intense nausea. Yeah, I'd wake up every morning with a really bad headache, and I definitely threw up a handful of times.
Yeah.
But that would always be I feel like it was always my fault when I did, because I hadn't stayed on top of the eating.
Yeah.
I hadn't need to get up and eat straight away, and towards the end of my first trimester I understood things a lot better, and I'd keep a banana by the side of my bed or a snack by the side of my bed. So the second I woke up, if I woke up in the middle of the night or I woke up, first thing in the morning, I would just eat, and that would level everything out, and then I'd be okay. Yeah. And I wouldn't go down that spiral of, once you go past it, it's suddenly hard to eat.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat because you feel so sick.
Yeah.
So what were your
Yeah, well, kind of similar. I wasn't sick. Touch wood. I'm from what
you weren't sick at all.
I wasn't sick at all. Yeah. Which is not unheard of.
Yeah.
Lots of people are not sick.
My mum was never sick. In any
really?
pregnancy, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you speak to so many different people, and I mean, is it because of the baby? I think it could be the baby, it could be you. I mean, it's not got much to do whether like you're healthy or you're not. Do you not?
I don't, because that's the other thing. It's meant to be, aren't girls meant to make you more sick?
That's what I hear, because they release some hormone that is
maybe the
makes you feel a little bit more sick.
Yeah, and whereas I'm having a boy, and I have thrown up.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I think that when people say certain symptoms mean certain things, I just think there's only so much you can take. Like, take everything with a pinch of salt.
Definitely, and like, listen. If I've learned anything so far, it's just about listening to your body.
Yeah.
I've struggled with the idea of just like chilling and resting and like having a nap in the day, but I'm
not feeling guilty for not doing anything.
Exactly, but I think you have to, like, with exercise as well, which is something else we're going to talk about. I'm used to like being quite active, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. I like to get myself down to the gym or a class. We both go to kicks, don't we?
Yeah.
And that has not always been possible, because sometimes.
And were you doing that in the first trimester still? You were doing much more than me in terms of exercise.
Do you know what? I was. There was definitely 2 or 3 week periods every now and then, maybe once or twice, that I just couldn't, because I was exhausted. But I did, and it was good. I wasn't showing at all at that time.
Yeah, you were able to do everything at the beginning.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I think at the beginning I was so nervous that it was going to do something or harm the pregnancy in some way, but actually I've now realised if I were to give myself advice for my next pregnancy, it would be to like do your working out at the beginning, because as you get bigger and heavier, there's so much that you just can't do and then unable to do. You're actually instructed not to.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I just felt I didn't feel like myself. Did you ever have any feeling like that you just didn't really recognise or feel like?
Yeah.
With the lack of energy.
Definitely. The lack of energy was real. The struggle was really real, and like, there were times that literally I'd wake up, get up at sort of 9, like I have to wake up until 9 or something, and then literally, if I were to be out and doing things in the day, God, by 3 or 4 I would need a nap. Yeah. Like a real nap. And you know what? If I could, I would just take one. Luckily, being a blogger, you can take those little naps.
For me, I think because my early onslaught of symptoms happened around the Christmas period.
Yes.
Right? So it's a very quiet time.
Yeah.
So I think I got myself into what I now refer to as like the blob mode. I literally felt like a human blob. Like, I really did. That's just the best way to describe it. I felt crappy, and like all I wanted to eat was crap food and junk food, and it was Christmas anyway, and I was just like vegging out. I watched Gavin and Stacey from the beginning on Netflix, and started watching Friends when that started again. And then when January kicked in, I remember just hating being on Instagram stories and everyone talking about their healthy diets and being back at the gym, and I was just like, ugh, and I was like just muting everybody, because that's not how I feel.
I don't know about you as well. I know Cravings was something that we wanted to speak about, but I just had the things that I wanted to eat, and I couldn't like go outside of that. So there were times, I think I went to the pub with my husband, like a weekday evening, just for dinner with a friend as well. And I literally, the only thing I wanted was chips and ginger ale. Yeah, so I had
that just sounds really good to me.
Yeah. And then at home, I did a blog post about it, but I'd literally eat pasta. There would be times like twice a day where I'd have it for lunch and for dinner, and I'd have other stuff in between. And I've really gained a sweet tooth now, which I've never had.
Really?
Yeah.
And they do say that's more of a girl thing.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of had a bit of a sweet tooth, and I've not got a massive one.
Really?
No.
Like, I need chocolate.
I don't get me wrong, I still have something sweet every day. But I don't crave it the way I do like a lunch or a dinner, like red meat has been my thing.
Yeah, really.
I started craving and wanting red meat almost daily between weeks, maybe 6 and currently even still. Yeah. Less so now, but at the beginning I really was. And before I fell pregnant, I was always really like conscientious about red meat, and I was like, no, I could only allow myself it once a week. I've always loved it. I've always been a real carnivore.
Yeah.
But I'd limit myself because obviously it's not the best for you.
Yeah.
But then I think once I fell pregnant, I spoke to my doctor about it, and she was like, you know, if that's what your body is telling you, that you need the iron, then just go for it.
Then do it.
So I definitely would have it a couple of times a week. I loved burgers, loved steak, although I'd always have to make sure it was well done. And that was like my real thing. And then I went to China.
Oh yeah.
I went to Hong Kong, and then I just ate so much Chinese food. Like my sickness by that point had totally gone.
Oh,
and
that's
that
good.
was like, then that became my obsession. I came back to London, all I wanted was Chinese food.
Oh really?
I feel like I'm finally, are you now at a point where you feel like you're a bit healthier?
Yeah, definitely. Like I can eat vegetables, which I struggled with doing.
Yeah,
before.
do you eat fish?
Do you know what?
No.
I'm completely vegetarian now. My husband and I are, like, he's almost vegan,
Okay.
and I'm veggie. I've always kind of been a vegetarian anyway, so it's not been like a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we just got a bit obsessed with things, and we really enjoy our vegetarian food and choices and stuff
This
like
is
that.
slightly different. But when you have your baby, would you feed her meat or fish?
Definitely. I mean, at home, because we don't cook it, we probably wouldn't find the need, but I wouldn't then dictate what she would want to eat. Obviously, when you're a mum, you do, because you feed them, so I would feed them just what we have, but I wouldn't be like, you're not allowed to eat meat.
Yeah,
you know,
that's for me, because my husband and I, we both don't eat dairy. We have we both have like dairy intolerances. His is much worse than mine, and just another thing, before pregnancy I was like 80% gluten free. Now I'm more 50-50, because now if I'm at a restaurant and we eat out so much for what we do, and always at meetings, if they bring bread before a meal, I have no willpower to stop myself.
Oh my god, same here.
Especially if it's warm, just no willpower. And I was never a bread fan really before either. No, and I just see it and I'm just like, my body just needs the sustenance. I'm just like, need it. So, but we've been discussing with dairy, and I think that that's definitely something that I want to introduce into my little boy's diet, just to see if he does have any intolerance to it, and if he doesn't, then to encourage it, because it's not nice to live in, to constantly be asking, if something's got.
It's true. So going off on a slight tangent, which it would be great to probably talk more about another time, but
maybe when we actually have the baby.
When we have the baby. But I think there's something about I'm seeing a meditation coach.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that actually.
So I'm doing this meditation course in a few weeks at the London School of Meditation, which I'm really excited to do. And the lovely lady who set up the course, her name's Gillian, one of the things she said to me at the intro thing, she said you need to drink warm milk every morning and incorporate ghee in your diet. And like I'm sounding like a proper kind of like vegetarian hippie right now, but like apparently ghee, because it's had all it's like basically unrefined butter. It's kind of the purest version of what it is. It doesn't go off, it doesn't like get moldy, which is something that keeps, and it's just really good for it aids like the correct part of digestion and digestion. I've not gone too much into the labour part of things, but it kind of really gets everything flowing how it should. It's good for your joints and muscles, it's good for your growth, it's got... I'll have to like list it all out properly.
This is an interesting question that I had before we move on. Is somebody asked how we knew we were ready to sort of start a family.
So I'm 30 now, and I just got married last year. I know you've been married for a really nice amount of time, which is cool. And I think it was from kind of the beginning, from when we knew we were going to get married, it was something we knew we were going to get on.
And your husband's a bit older than you?
He's slightly older, he's about 6-7 years older than me. So it's something that he's wanted, and I just think it's hard. I think if I overthought it, I would definitely be like, oh my god, I used to tell my friends, oh, I could wait for 6 months. So truth be told, I could have waited for a year or 6 months, but
why?
But I just think,
why would you?
I just think there's no right time where you're fully ready, where you're at the point that you want to be in your career, where you're in the house you want to be with. I think kids are you know, they're a part of us and a part of our lives, so why not?
And actually, you know, when you're waiting for that perfect moment in anything in life, something else comes along, or there's something else, even an unforeseen. What do they always say? That you can worry and stress about so many things, but it's always going to be something you have no idea about that's just going to like come along. You can never foresee what's going to happen, and that's why I think overly planning or overly thinking things through, or waiting until you literally have like the perfect house, and your career is in an absolutely perfect place, and there are no other problems you have in life. That's just not how life works.
Even financially as well. Like I think a lot of what I hear, you know, is a lot of like, oh, you know, we can't afford to have kids yet, or like whatever. But I think obviously, you know, you've got to be careful about how I word things. But I do believe that kids aren't like a luxury that you need to like earn enough for. Like, like I think
it's later down the line when you've got secondary school fees. And I think it's like 15 years down the line. That's when the children become expensive. But babies, you know.
I mean, I'm sure as well. Like, I admit that we could be speaking with a lot of like, you know, rose-coloured spectacles at the moment, because right now it's just kind of like, it's happening and whatever, but like, you know, watch this space when the baby comes. Maybe we'll have another lot of stress.
I don't know. I used to get almost offended when people would say to me that would have like young children that be like, wait, because I'm relatively young as a first-time mother. In a cosmopolitan city, like I think before it's 30, even 30 is now I think considered quite young. It's more like 32 or 33 or even 35 people are starting families. So people would always be like to me, oh, how old are you? Oh, you've got loads of time, wait. And that has almost like, that advice has almost like put me off maybe having one sooner, because I didn't want to be judged in a way of having one too young.
I definitely agree with you there. I just think each their own. Like I'm the kind of person, I think you're the same, and I like feel strongly about preaching about this too, is that you have to do what's right for you. Like, why follow a cohort? Why, you know, you don't have to be in line with all your friends and what they're doing and stuff like that. Like, you can, if you're happy, you can cultivate your space and like make things work.
If there's something in you that's saying I'm just definitely not there yet, then you're not there, and then and there was definitely a period I'll go into, because I'm doing like a pre-pregnancy video that's going to be up next month, but there was a period where I thought I was ready, and actually looking back I wasn't, and then almost like when I got pregnant was like that perfect time that all of a sudden it just really fell into place, and I felt truly like it's something I really wanted and was really truly ready for, because it is a massive commitment. But I think as long as you're in a stable relationship, loving relationship, and you know your partner is in the same sort of frame of mind as you, and you're both wanting to, you know, take the next step together. I think men are probably a little bit more daunted by it as well. Yeah, definitely.
I think Raj, my husband, he makes me laugh because he comes out with these like really wild comments like, oh yeah, like, let's go wine tasting in California next year. I'm like,
no.
How do you think? Like, how do you think this is all going to be? Like, I think it's all like it's the practical element. Although I mean, you know, it's practical as well. But like, I don't think. Well, I mean, I know I don't fully understand like what the hell's going on really.
I came home yesterday and I walked in, my husband was like, oh my god, you're pregnant. I was like, yeah. He's like, I'd kind of forgotten, and I just saw you came in and you're massive, and I was like, great. Great.
It is a constant. I definitely think in the last few months, like we as a couple were like constantly rechecking ourselves. Like I'm just looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh god, like that's another thing we were going to talk about is the bump.
And I think body image in general, it's like another thing that I wanted to discuss.
Well, it's that thing, isn't it? I felt when I was pregnant at the beginning, I was like constantly in front of the mirror. I was like, oh my god, can you see it? Can you see it? And I was almost like actually in the first sort of 6 to 10 weeks catering my wardrobe to like be a bit baggier and stuff like that. But I mean,
conceal a bump that wasn't really there.
There was nothing. Like if I look back, I mean, I think I was up to 14 weeks. I was uncomfortably zipping up my jeans. I couldn't sit and stand in them.
Stretchy jeans though, probably.
Yeah, more stretchy jeans. But I think for anyone like in that position or going there or had been there would probably agree that it's the bump will come, and you'll know it when it does.
For me, I've had IVF, which I've talked about on my channel, and I've had it since I was 19. So when you're pregnant, your body produces a lot more progesterone, and if you've got IVF, you produce even more.
Oh, really?
So the bloating was quite extreme from about maybe 9 weeks when I really started noticing. Actually 9 weeks, I remember it was exactly 9 weeks, and I'd gone out for dinner and we were in a big group, and we had Greek food, and I don't know why, but I decided to wear high-waisted skinny jeans as well.
I remember you telling me about that.
And I remember like halfway through the meal being like, oh my god, I kind of had to like subtly take my belt off, undo the jeans, put the top over, and then when I stood up I felt really like, people would guess that I was pregnant. I look back at it now and I'm like, lol, I thought that was big. I felt giant at the time. But you know, for me the biggest telltale that it wasn't truly like a baby bump was that in the morning I'd wake up and I'd have a normal tummy again. But then by the end of the day I'd like grow and grow. And I'd be like, oh, I remember at my 12-week scan, I said to the sonographer, and I was like, oh, you know, it's my bump, and she was like, no, that's just bloating, and I was a bit deflated. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, when it does come along, and then when it hardens, so do you notice when your bump hardens?
Yeah,
it's a very like strange experience.
It is like it's definitely there. Like before, I could like even just suck it in and be like, oh yeah, it's normal. But now, you know, it's there like with presence.
I think for me, it's when even up to 17 weeks, I could lie flat on my back and like suck my tummy in and be like almost flat stomached.
Oh really?
At 17, and then after 20 weeks, that's when I would see the actual curve of the uterus.
Oh yeah.
And like not be, and the hardness of it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know if you noticed this, but around 18, 19, 20 weeks, I could actually see where the baby was a lot clearer. And now the bumps, yes, I'd wake up and I'd have like literally like a lump on my left or right at the bottom or on the right. Yeah.
I don't know whether I had that, but I definitely feel now like
sometimes. Can I feel your bum?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, oh my gosh, your bum's really quite hardened.
Yeah, it's really there. And like sometimes when I'm like, if I'm like sitting down like that watching TV or something, like with my stomach out or like, you know, with your jeans over.
I always have my tummy out when I'm at home.
Yeah.
And I like being able to feel it.
I know, what you can literally feel the baby like.
Yeah, like shift and roll.
Just like
that's something. Movement. When did you first start feeling movement?
So I was feeling. It was quite late actually. It was almost 20 weeks.
Oh really?
Yeah, 20 weeks. I've only really been properly feeling them for the last four weeks, and my husband can feel them from the outside.
Yeah.
They only really for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Every time I was like, oh my god, I can feel something. He's like, oh, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's like even, you know, just sometimes if someone's next to you, like it could just.
Yeah. Like, get away, you're too close. I know the other day I had a bowl of hot porridge and I rested it on my tummy as I was reading, and I literally, the bowl moved.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, that's sorry. And I moved it
off.
But for me it happened quite early because I was like anticipating and waiting, because I read that it happened around 16 weeks.
Yeah.
So I remember the day I hit 17 weeks, I was just like, almost like meditating. I had my hands, you know, like around my tummy, and I felt like a jab. So much so that I thought that maybe it was in my head because it felt so prominent. And then when I started feeling them daily and then stronger and stronger, that's when I realised that it was.
Yeah.
That it was actually the baby. I think that's one of the most exciting times in a pregnancy, is when you can start feeling your baby.
Yeah.
Because I think before that, you're just kind of waiting until scans or when you're hearing the heartbeat, and then it only feels real then. And in between, you're like, is there even anything in there?
Yeah.
Like, are they still in there?
Yeah, I know.
It's a really weird feeling.
It's weird, but now, there's no doubt because of all the feelings constantly that there's someone in there.
Yeah. I now want to talk about skin, hair, nails, and just weight gain in general.
Yeah.
Have you felt any physical differences other than, like, you know, obviously bump and boobs?
Bump and boobs.
That's the first thing.
Yeah. But actually they've gone down a little bit since then.
No, so that's what I thought. I thought mine had gone down a little bit since I'd say my second growth spurt was around 15 weeks.
Yeah.
I thought mine had, but actually I think it's just the perspective, because now you have a bigger bump. They look smaller.
Maybe that's what it is, yeah. But I remember in the first trimester they were painful. Like,
yeah.
And they really had like swelled up, and now they're just they're still big,
and
but
there's no
not,
pain.
Yeah, they're not as painful.
That was for me at the beginning when I was like, oh my god, am I still pregnant? I remember just like feeling my boob and being like, okay, no, it's really sore still, I am still pregnant.
Yeah.
And now they're not sore at all, but I think that's down to the hormones.
That's normal.
And the placenta takes over.
Yeah.
That's also why you end up like, you know, some unlucky women get morning sickness their whole pregnancy, and I really hope that I never have that in any pregnancy.
Well, you know, my hat goes off to the women who deal with that and work as well, because that is not easy. I had some kombucha last week, that live bacteria drink, and I actually got food poisoning. So, and like I put it on my Instagram, and loads of people were getting back to me being like, yeah, you can have morning sickness now, and I was just like, it's not morning sickness. It was like an actual tummy bug.
That's what I had a tummy bug at around 10-11 weeks, or like 10 weeks, and I thought, oh my god, I've actually developed that Kate Middleton sickness. I was vomiting continually, and I thought I'm gonna have to go to hospital. I was really stressed out, and I thought, well, this is a bit late on to develop it. And then I realised it was food going after 2 days, and I was so grateful. I could not begin to imagine having that kind of sickness. Throughout.
It's tough, but you know, it can change. The next pregnancy, they say that, you know, you can have it really badly. Everyone's like, oh, your hair gets really amazing in pregnancy. I actually found, like, I don't know about you, your hair is always in such good condition, but my hair, I chopped mine, maybe because it was like the wedding thing and getting pregnant and that typical mum chop thing.
I think everyone wants to cut their hair after their wedding. It's quite liberating.
And it has grown quite a bit now, but it's not falling out as much, but actually in the first kind of trimester and even a bit longer, my hair was falling out a lot.
Really? And have you ever had that before?
Yeah, I've had it through periods, like after post-stressful periods. I was under a lot of stress. Obviously, I had my wedding quite recently, and it was, as amazing as it was a very stressful period for me. So I do think that might have had something to do with it. But I spoke to my doctor, and he said that during pregnancy, hormones are so all over the place.
It's just so many crazy things.
Hair loss is. I know people say that you're supposed to have loads of hair during pregnancy, which is true, and then it falls out. But it can be the other way as well.
Yeah, you could get really like luscious locks at the end.
But I'm definitely like, I'm dealing with all these like baby hairs which are coming through. Yeah, so like a lot of hair. It's like your hair's on a cycle, so everything comes back, but it just goes at different paces. So right now I'm like dealing with.
What about body hair? Have you seen an increase or decrease?
Yeah, like I'm generally not that hairy. My husband's quite hairy. But I haven't body hair. No. I'd actually. I mean, if a bit of body hair would give me a bit of extra hair on my head, I'd take it. But yeah, no, I haven't. Not loads more.
No, that's the thing. I don't. Again, I think because my beginning bit happened over winter, you don't really think about body hair or stuff like that.
That's
at
the
that
thing.
period anyway. You kind of like leave your legs to do what they want. But now maybe I'll be more in tune with it. But I've not noticed a massive. Apparently with boys, you're meant to get like a lot more body hair.
Really?
Yeah, and I've not particularly noticed. I'm always like medium levels hairy, I'd say, for an Asian girl. Yeah, I'd say for like Caucasian, I'm probably quite hairy, but for like half Asian, not that hairy.
Yeah, and for Indian girl, I'm not that hairy.
No, you're not actually. Your arms are really smooth.
Yeah, but like I've never done anything to them.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I hope it stays the same.
Yeah, same here.
No, but for me, the hair on my head, I can't really say. I don't know. Great. But my skin. Somebody asked me specifically about my skin, and I definitely noticed my skin. I was expecting it to like go on a real roller coaster, and for me, it's been a lot more chilled than I thought it would be in pregnancy. And I only really get breakouts when I've had like a period of bad sleep, which I'm at the moment not the best sleeper. Do you sleep through the night?
Literally the last week or so I've been really struggling. Yeah. Really, I was up till 2:30, 3 o'clock last night.
Really? Is it getting comfortable? Is that what it is?
No, it's not getting comfortable. It's I think it's in my mind actually. It's probably why I benefit from this meditation course. But I think that there's this thing, people talk about baby brain, but I actually think when it's like at any point in your life where you know you're approaching a real period of change.
Everything starts churning.
Yeah, it's natural for, just to overthink stuff. And I'm usually, when I'm stressed, I'm crazy. But when I'm normal, I'm actually quite zen about a lot of things. I'm quite laid back. But then suddenly I just get these pangs at like weird o'clock at night and thinking, oh God, I need to get like a changing table. What changing table am I going to get? Is it going to be out of stock? And like you just start like, you know, it was just, you know, your mind's then fleeting from one thing to the other, and it's not. You're not going to sleep when you're...
See, for me, I wake up at some point in the night needing the loo, so I'll go to sleep and I'll sleep maybe like 3 or 4 hours.
That's another thing.
And I've got this massive pregnancy pillow. It goes like all the way around me. It's like an island. It feels like its own like little island, like my own little bed. So I have to like get myself out of it, which I'm now really struggling with, because just getting out of bed now feels like doing like 10 sit-ups.
Yeah, I have to like swivel around.
Yeah, I'm
like,
having to be more careful because I'm too like cavalier, and I'm like, oh God, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have, you know, done this or whatever. And I go to the loo, and then when I get back into bed, like the walk to the loo has woken me up, and I get getting so excited about the baby, and I'm like, oh, and I'm one day closer. And for me, it's like Christmas Eve almost every night. I have to like calm myself back down because I'm so excited and just almost wishing time away, which I don't want to do because it's summer and it's such a beautiful period, and you never get these moments when, you know, your first child's like actually inside you. You don't get it back again.
Well, yeah, I think it's about learning to really enjoy every moment.
Enjoy every moment, exactly, and not be like constantly looking ahead.
Yeah, because then during that time you're going to want to enjoy the next moment, and like it's about...
And I think your subsequent pregnancies, you're going to have other children, so you're never going to really be able to connect to a baby in the womb, you know, the same level, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because you're not like, you never really get your first back again.
No,
so it's so special. So yeah, enjoying every part of it. But actually back onto bumps, because I didn't want to talk about one thing about bumps, is that I've always been quite slim, like as have you.
Yeah, I've always been slim, but I've definitely like had curves, like I've had a bit of a bum and I've had bust as well.
No, same. But I still thought in pregnancy I'd probably have like quite a smallish bump, and I've realised over the last maybe 2 weeks that I think I'm actually bigger than a lot of people at the same stage of pregnancy.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm becoming really aware that, or I look on Instagram, it's just the worst, isn't it? It's like just the worst to compare yourself.
Don't look at Instagram.
I do, or I like scroll back, or I'll look at celebrities who are pregnant and I'll scroll back until I like find, genuinely, it's awful to find out when they're at the same sort of part of pregnancy as me. And I saw this one girl, I think, you know the woman that's married to Example? Erin, she's like an Australian fitness blogger, and there's this one picture of her. Excuse me. There's this one picture of her, and she hashtags it 27 weeks pregnant, and she looks like she's just had like a pizza, like pre-pregnancy. And I'm like looking at my tummy, I'm like, oh, I look like I'm like 40 weeks already compared. But that's the worst. I think that's the worst thing you can do is compare your body in pregnancy.
Don't compare. I've had periods when I was 15 weeks, and I've literally felt bigger than I am now. And then I've had times, like for example, I do think a lot of it is like water retention and like fluid and what you're eating, which is that the thing, you know, that I read everywhere is when you're pregnant you're not eating for two. Like as much as like you're insatiably hungry, you know, you should, it's a smaller person in there, so you do need to try and, not that you should, you know, try and go on a diet or anything like that, because you do need your nutrients and you need enough food, and your baby is hungry.
You shouldn't binge eat for the sake of it, basically.
But yeah, like there's got to be some kind of limitation. But I actually found, well, unfortunately, when I was quite sick last week, I just lost a lot of water.
So you probably looked smaller than you had the week before.
And I did. But then the bump was very hard, so it was very definite where it was, and I actually didn't enjoy. I felt like I needed to really nourish myself again, because I was just not.
Are you taking weekly photos?
I've been a bit naughty. I'm so disorganised recently. I've got lots of photos in general, but not exactly the same weekly photos.
We've been taking photos. We started doing it at the beginning, and then it was just really boring because there wasn't any change. You know, weeks 5 through to 11 or 12 pretty much looks the same. So then from 11 onwards, we've been doing them every week. We do it always on a Sunday. Well, that's not when my weeks change around. It's just this thing, it's a Sunday. And I was in my pyjamas, and I do it up against like, the same place. And I was looking back, and my weeks 18 and 19 were so much bigger than my 20-week bump, and my 21 week, and then all of a sudden I got bigger again in my 22. And it's just down to what you've eaten the night before, and I'd always try and do them on an empty stomach. What you've eaten the night before, exactly your water retention. And I think you've got to really remember that whilst you're pregnant as well, is that there's so many different factors. I think if you've got a teeny tiny bump, you shouldn't be worried that you're going to having a teeny tiny baby. Your baby's actually probably a perfect size, but you're just kind of showing in a different way. And again, if you've got a giant bump, then you know what, just own it. You look more pregnant than you are, people will be even more
I'm just like
nice to you.
Practicing that, like just not trying to not like compare and contrast overly, because you are your own body. You've got your husband or partner's baby in you, and they're a different kind of person. They were a different kind of baby, so you're catering to that.
To you, exactly. So you've got so many different factors. Should we have a look? Should we try and do a stand up and do a bump?
Yeah.
A bump comparison. So. Okay. Yeah, it's so funny the difference. So mine, so I'm gonna like try and come because you're a little bit shorter than me. Are they different? Like yours yours is higher, which you are meant to have with girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you find also some people? I mean, I don't know. Do you find it invasive? But like. Obviously with my friends and stuff, it's fine, like if I were to touch them. But like, you know, when randoms come up, or not randoms, but people at a party and they're like, oh my god, can I have a feel? And you're like, I'm not sure. Do you know what?
So when people ask if they can touch the bump, and they're putting their hands, for me, like up here, and you know, before 20 weeks, your baby's not past your belly button, so they're putting their hand up here, and I'm like, that's nowhere near my baby.
I know, your baby's
that's just all of my...
Your baby's in that triangle.
That's all the you know, all your stomach stuff that's moved up. Yeah, that's just my organs and my bloat that you're like caressing. It feels really awkward.
Yeah.
Baby's down here, which is I guess closer to like a bit more of a private area. People don't really want to touch.
I know, yeah. It is weird, but obviously like it's just exciting, isn't it?
But it is an awkward thing, I think, to have people, and some people just touch without even asking as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's just you don't really want to be touched in your stomach area whether you're pregnant or not. Really, you don't really. I'm not really a touchy person.
Well, yeah, I'm same here. I'm not a touchy person either.
I always thought I was, and then recently I realised people have been going in for a hug and I'm going in for a handshake, and I'm like, maybe I'm just even more protective of myself now.
Yeah, could be.
But it's a little bit weird, but it is interesting to feel. I think. I guess you know if you've not been through it, it is. You know.
What's that thing as well? Like some people. They're like, oh god, it's definitely a girl with you, with me, because like I'm more rounded. Oh yeah, because I'm more rounded. But I genuinely think that even if I was having a boy, I'd be rounded because I've got rounded hips, like I've got a shorter like upper body. Yeah. So wherever
a bump's meant to be more like that. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that round, and then they say with a boy it's like fully out. But I think girls who like just have that like tall frame, like it's just how
it's going to pop out, and how long your torso is. That's why
that's what I think anyway.
Some women that do like incredible ab exercises before they're pregnant and have quite long torsos, they sometimes don't show before 25 weeks.
Yeah.
Because the baby's just kind of well concealed.
On Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I'm like, I'm going to have to unfollow you, but then I don't, because I'm not going to be that person. But I'm just like, why do I feel like I'm 8 months pregnant?
No.
But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll try and answer below. Check out Kavita's Instagram and also her blog where you do write a lot, quite frankly, about pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll continue doing so.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope this hasn't been too long, and I hope it's been interesting to you. If you're planning to get pregnant or at whatever stage you might be in your pregnancy, you might be right down there towards the end and be like, you girls know nothing, there's so much more to come.
Which is cool. Like, I'm open to that as well. Like, there's a lot of rose-coloured, like, oh my god, like this is fine. But
I think towards the end there's going to be more swelling, more difficulty of moving.
Yeah.
But
which we'll talk about.
We'll get there. Thank you.
Thanks,
bye.